In today's video, I'm going to talk once again about the Table.TransformColumns function. I have done a video on that in the past. In case you have missed that video for any reason, I suggest that you take a look at that. I'm going to be building on top of that video and talking about more sophisticated application. What are we doing today? We are going to be applying transformations on multiple columns in Power Query just as once using Table.TransformColumns. It's going to be a slightly more advanced application, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy this a lot. No further ado, you and I, let's go. All right, people, I'm in Excel Power Query. That's where I have loaded some very simple data. Let's just take a look at the data and the problem that I'm trying to solve. Simple 4-columnar data here. Column 1, 2, 3 contains some letters and the 4th column contains the value. The transformation that I'm trying to apply is convert all of the letters in column 1, 2, and 3 into a lowercase. So if I had to do that manually, sure enough, what I'm going to do is right click on the column. I'm going to say transform and transform that into a lowercase. Now the function that gets generated is Table.TransformColumns, right? Now, if I had to do that for one more column, if I just come right here on the second column, transform that to a lowercase as well. The problem, however, is that every single time I select the column and I do the transformation into a lowercase, the name of the column gets hard-coded in the formula manually. Take a look. Column 1 is a manual text right here. This is also a manual text right here. That means tomorrow if the name of the column changes or any more columns are added, then all of the work needs to be redone in the query to fix the query and debug the errors. That is something that I don't really want. And I also want my query to be scalable. That means tomorrow if I have more columns which contain the letters, I would want all of the columns to have the transformation of the lowercase done automatically at once, and I don't have to do one by one again and again. How do I do such a thing? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly explain to you the structure that we are trying to build that is going to help us achieve that automation, and I'm going to jump over to a notepad real quick. Now the same formula which is up on the top, I have copied that formula right here, and let's just for just a second take a look at the structure of the formula and I'll help you understand that what exactly are we trying to build. Now, in this particular Table.TransformColumns, the first part is nothing but the source. Source is what? The name of the table in which we are trying to apply the transformations. So if you just take a look, this is nothing but the previous step, which contains the entire table with 3 or 4 columns. Now, if you notice carefully, every single column that we have mentioned as a transformation is going to be packed into a list. Take a look. This column, which is column number 1, and the following transformation is packed into a list. So there's a curly bracket at the start, there's a curly bracket at the end, and within those curly brackets, there are 3 essential parts. So first is the name of the column, the second is the function, and the third is the data type. And then once we try to do that transformation on the second column as well, we again have the 3 parts, same parts, column name, the transformation, and the data type. Now, the most important part to realize is that we just can't write these 3 parts in isolation. We have to pack them into a list. You're also going to see that all of these lists, which are the first column transformation, the second column transformation, and as many columns as you would have, these lists eventually further get packed into an outside list right here. So we need to have a structure something like this. We need to have like a list, and in that particular list, we need to have some smaller lists, and every single list needs to contain 3 parts. What are you going to contain? You're going to have the name of the column, you're going to have the transformation, and in case you are trying to apply any particular data type. And once you kind of create this particular structure, what structure? The list of a list structure. So an outside list and then inside list which contains all the transformation. Once you're able to create a structure like this, and we input that particular structure in here instead of writing this manually, hopefully we would be able to automate the stuff that we're trying to automate. To be able to create that structure, what you need to understand is another function called List.Transform, which is going to help us to create this particular structure. So just for maybe a minute or two, I'll explain you that another function, List.Transform. And once you understand that, we'll try to come back to this problem and start to solve this problem. Stay with me. All right, let's just take a look at the List.Transform function for just a quick minute. To help you understand that, as the first step of the query, I have created a simple list, and the list contains 3 letters in capitals, A, B, and C. And to convert that into a list, I have surrounded that with the curly brackets, and that converts those A, B, and C into a list format. Pretty good. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to convert every single letter into a lowercase. How do you do that? I'm going to create a new step, and I'm going to use the function List.Transform. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to write the function List.Transform, and you can see that as the first part of the function, it asks you, hey, which list would you like to transform? So I would like to transform this particular list, which is nothing but the first part of the query, or the first step of the query. Now this is the list that I would like to transform. The transformation that I'm trying to apply on that list is convert every single letter into a lowercase. So how am I going to write that? I'm going to write something like take each value or every single row, and why don't you convert that into a text.lower, right? Now the underscore means every single value of that list, and text.lower is going to pick up that value and convert that to a lowercase. If I now commit to this function, I'm going to get every single letter into a lowercase. Pretty good. Now we have been able to solve part of the problem here. If you now take a look at the output that we wanted to get an output which is where we wanted to have a list of a list. So you can see that we do have an outside list, and that solves part of the problem. We do have an outside list as of now, but as of now, inside of this outside list, we still have values inside. So A is a value, B is a value, and C is a value. However, the structure that we are trying to get is that we need to have an outside list, but inside of that list, we again need to have another list that contains further elements. So the ABC needs to be converted again into a list. How do you do that? I'm going to come back to this function, and I'm going to say that the text.lower function gives me a single value output. However, I would want to have the output in the form of a list. So why don't we surround this function into a curly bracket, and that hopefully should deliver us the output, still ABC, but into a form of a list. If I now commit to this, I still get A. You can see that I still do get A, but that A is now packed into a list. So we now have been able to get the exact output that we're trying to get, which is nothing but the list, outside list, which is nothing but right here. And we have three lists inside which contain, some function that is going on. As of now, the only part which is missing is that if you take a look at this list right here, this list contains three parts. The first part is the name of the column, the second part is the function, and the third part is the data type. As of now, we have been able to get only one part. That means that inside of the list, we have just been able to get text.lower. We have not been able to get the name of the column. We'll solve that problem once we kind of go back to the case. Now let's just go back to the case and start working with Table.TransformCoulumns and List.Transform to be able to create this structure. All right, with the logic out of our way, let's just start to build the solution. The first thing that I would want to build is try to automate the names of the columns which are hard coded in my formula as of now. So column 1 and column 2 are as of now hard coded. I don't really want to have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list and only call the three columns that I would want to have, leaving the possibility that in the future, I could also extend the number of columns in the future, which start with the word column. How do I do such a thing? I'm going to take this particular data query and I'm just going to duplicate that query. Now there are two steps. I'm just going to get rid of this step and I'm going to call this query as column list. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to extract all the column names right here. Then I'm trying to apply some selection criteria to only keep the columns that actually start with the word COL. That's what I'm trying to do. How do I do such a thing? The first job is to get all the names of the columns. So I'm just going to use a function called Table.columnNames and close the bracket towards the end and press enter. This is a table and I'm just trying to find the names of the columns. As soon as I commit to this function, this is going to give me a list of all the columns that I have. Now I have got all the columns, but I want to build a selection criteria that only keep the columns that start with COL. Right, so I'm just gonna maybe write a function that I'm trying to maybe select a list. So list.select, and I'm gonna say that, hey, here is a list. This is nothing but a list. In this list, why don't you just perform a selection criteria? So I'm gonna say that the selection criteria is something like this. Each word or each name of the column should start with col. So I'm going to use the function text.starts with, and I'm going to say that here is my text, which is nothing but every single word. And why don't you see that if that actually starts with the word call? Now I'm just also providing in case the word call is uppercase or lowercase. So I'm just going to write something like ordinal case ignored and close that and press enter. Now if I commit to this, ignoring the case sensitivity of call, this is going to give me all the names which are starting with the column. Now in case in the future you have more columns being added which start with the word call, you're going to have that added into this query. Pretty good. Now this is the part which we are going to use in our function to call all the columns on which we are trying to apply the transformation. Now let's just get back to the data and start to build our query further. All right, now that we have everything together, let's just put together the broken pieces that we have built so far, the column, the transformation, and put everything together so that it starts to work nicely. Take a look. Now the thing that I would want to have is this particular part automated, the name of the column, the function, and the data type to be automated. I'm going to get rid of the manual part and start to write the function that we have learned, which is nothing but List.Transform. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to start to say List.Transform. All right, now the first part of the List.Transform is that which list are you trying to transform? So I'm just trying to transform this particular list, which contains all the names of the columns, which had 3 columns, column 1, column 2, and column 3. I'm just going to feed that list right here, column list. Now, after that, it says, hey, what transformation would you like to apply on every single column? The transformation that I'd like to apply on every single column is take the letters and convert that to a lowercase. But the transformation that I'm trying to apply needs to come as a list, because you remember that we had a list of a list structure. So how do we write such a thing? I'm going to say, hey, why don't you pick up every single item, which is nothing but the name of the column, and why don't you convert everything into a lowercase? So I'm just going to maybe say text.lower and close that bracket right here and close the outside bracket of List.Transform and close the bracket of Table.Transform. Now, if I commit to this, you can see that now we have column 1, column 2, and column 3. All the 3 columns and the letters are converted into lowercase. This is awesome. Now, if you take a look at this function, this part doesn't really make intuitive sense. And let me just help you understand that how is this working. If you take a look at our notepad, which is where we had the structure defined, you had to have an outside list, which is a list like this. And inside of that, you need to have individual lists. Now, to be able to create an individual list, I created that particular curly bracket. Now, this particular curly bracket is nothing but this bracket, right? So in this bracket, we need to have 2 parts. The first part is the name of the column. And if you take a look at the first underscore right here, the first underscore denotes the first name of the column, which is picked up from this particular list, which contains 3 items. So column 1, column 2, and column 3. So the first item is picked up from here. And on the values of that particular column, which is nothing but the values of this particular column, each and every value is picked up. So the second underscore meant for the values of this column. So the first value, the second value, and the third value, every single value is picked up and then applied text.lower on top of that. Now, the only part that you have to kind of get your head around is that this particular function needs to come in the form of a list. See that? You have a list right here. And in the list, we had 3 parts, name of the column, the function, and the data type. The data type is something that we haven't yet applied, and I can do that. I'm just going to put in comma here, and I'm going to say that this is going to be a type of text. And all the 3 columns are now going to be converted into a text. So this becomes a text, this becomes a text, and this also becomes a text. And that completes the 3 parts that we were trying to chase. And now this is going to be good. Now, in case I have another column added right here, which contains the letters, all of those columns are going to be gathered in this particular list. This list is going to just trigger this function, and all of the columns are going to be converted into a lowercase automatically. All right, that's been it. I hope you got the explanation and you found this video helpful. Obviously, I used a very, very simple transformation to help you understand the logic of applying transformations on multiple columns, which is just converting that to a lowercase. But should you want to extend the transformations as more complicated transformations, you can certainly do that using this particular pattern. Certainly, this was a complicated one. If you have any questions around this, feel free to drop in a comment and I'm going to be glad to reply. In the end, a big shout about my DAX and my Power Query courses. In case you're starting out with Power BI and DAX and Power Query seem hard, you would want to master the fundamentals first, and then you would want to proceed on to solve more challenging, more difficult problems of your data. I'd highly recommend that you take a look at my courses. It is going to be super awesome. Thanks so much for sticking around, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers and bye.